Welcome back to another Mayor's Hour. Joining me, as always, is my sidekick and crony, jocular Jack Harris. We're here to talk about some of the uncelebrated city employees. Some of the men and women that get up and do a job, Jack, that candidly, I don't know how they do it. It's tough physically.
Oh, it is.
It's hot, but without them, this city would not look nearly as nice as it does. And that's the crew of the solid waste department. The folks that pick up the trash, that run the resource recovery plant. These are a great group of men and women. I am really proud of them as mayor. They don't get the accolades, Jack, that police and fire do, but they do a job that's just as important.
Oh, it is brutal. And when you mention in the summertime, I mean, we can imagine people here, let me get inside, get into the AC. Think about driving that truck all day, lifting those big, or, you know, moving those big cans around and everything, and it's incredible the job they do.
Yeah, it really is, and they work hard every day. It's they run long routes, they pick up a lot of trash, they keep our streets clean, but they do other things as well. They do some of our activities on the weekends to help clean up after things like Gasparilla.
Oh, and what a job they do then.
They're amazing, absolutely
that
amazing.
Is awesome. The fact you go down Bayshore Boulevard the next morning, and I'll go by Patch's place or something, go out there and check Bayshore, looks like nothing happened.
Yep. Jack, hold on a second. Here comes our ride now.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. It almost looks like the Mayor Mobile, but not quite. It's about as loud as the Pimp Mobile, but it's... Well, you ready to get after it?
I reckon so.
We got our gloves.
I'm ready.
We got our goggles. We're
ready to go.
all
on, the boots. We're dressed for the occasion.
Jack and I are going to be picking up your trash. We'll see you in a little bit. Don't forget us at Thanksgiving and Christmas. We expect tips.
You better believe it.
All right, we'll be right back. I'll see you in a bit. Jack and I survived our first two pickups. We didn't dump it all over the ground.
You were getting pretty good at it.
I'm in politics. I'm used to cleaning up trash.
Oh.
But now we get an opportunity to talk to one of the great guys and gals that work in our solid waste department, Chris Cotton. He is the driver out here, and he was telling us that this is a two-man crew. Jack, there's a driver, and there's a guy in the back that does a lot of the heavy lifting. And then they rotate, because obviously this is a very, very physically demanding job.
So you got to be able to drive, and you got to be able to work all the mechanism and know how to set the cans and all that kind of stuff.
Jack, you and I do that, except we're driving and texting and talking and eating all at the same time. We're kidding. We're kidding.
Yes, of course.
But Chris, thank you for being with us today. How long have you been with the city?
Next month will be 5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
You enjoying it?
Yes,
You don't have to say that just because I'm here.
I'm enjoying it. I've always enjoyed it.
It really is a great job, and you got a great group of men and women down there that you work with.
Yes.
What prepared you for this, other than being physically fit?
I've done this once in my life, so and again, I had fun doing it. So, you know, when I came to the city, I saw this opportunity for me to be able to grow. You know, and the opportunity was given, and here I am.
Where'd you come from?
Before the city, I was working in the warehouse. But prior to that warehouse job, I had done this for a private company.
Okay, so you had experience coming in.
Correct.
What is the toughest thing about this job? Because we talked about some of them before we went on the air here, some things I see in my neighborhood that are done. But what's the toughest thing for you? If you could get a message out there to people and say, this is what you need to do to kind of help us out.
One, I would say the parking. If we can get the customers to not park in front of the cans.
Yep, that happens in my neighborhood. I see it too.
So, also the type of things that they put inside the cars. Sometimes it's bricks and all kind of construction debris, which we are prohibited from taking. And that makes the job a little more challenging also.
Oh, I can imagine if somebody does something like that.
Yeah.
And then you've got the two different kinds. I know we were talking about in some of the neighborhoods, you've got those trucks with the forks on them now that come out and actually do half the job for you by lifting that thing up and throwing it in. And then, or you've got the kinds like here where you have to wheedle it around to the back.
Right. It's fully automated trucks. They help us out a lot. I mean, they cut down on injuries and, stuff like that. But, and also these tippers that we have on the truck that I operate, they help us out in that same fashion. Help cut down on injuries, less muscle. But, sometimes we have to throw some stuff in. But other than that, it's a great asset.
So, Chris, we have the automated trucks in the areas where they can come down the street and lift them up. I know that's what we have in where I live.
Yeah.
And in the alleys, like here in Seminole Heights or Hyde Park, where you can't use an automated side lifter, this is where we use the tippers.
Right.
Now,
Correct.
do we have any of the old trucks where the guys will just grab it and throw it in? Or are they all largely tippers now?
Sometimes we still have to throw them in, even though we have tippers, because everything is not in the cars.
Right, so if they put it in plastic bags out on the side, they
we just toss it in.
You can get out and dump it in like that. What's the most bizarre thing that's happened to you on a route? Something that when you got home that day, so you wouldn't believe what happened today.
Just the average, I've gotten a finger. That's about it.
I get the finger all the time.
I got the finger. I got the finger. That's about it.
But he doesn't earn it. I mean, my goodness, he's not a politician.
That's about it.
Man, I thought I was the only one who got the finger.
Oh, no.
I can't imagine. Why would that be? Why would that be? I would think people would be eternally grateful when you come by.
Probably, I'd say patience. It was a narrow street, only big enough for the truck we were trying to service, and a young lady was impatient, and she gave me the finger.
Oh, brother.
Was it all the fingers?
No,
just one. It was just one? Yeah, I got that.
Well, how much training do you have to do? I mean, obviously you'd had experience coming in here, but if you take a newbie on, how much training does it take? Because I know you gave us a lot of very specific instructions on what to do, how to get on a truck, how to exit the truck, how to do this, how to do that.
Right.
But when it comes to driving down these alleys, that just takes some pretty innate skills, I think.
Yeah, it does. I would say 2 weeks. I've trained a guy. I've trained 2 people, and within a week, I saw progress. But 2 weeks tops, they should have it.
But I mean, you take them out, and you take them, I guess they just go on like you'd see at a restaurant or something where you have a waiter or a waitress working with another person and they follow you around and say, oh, that's the way it's done. Is that the way you train them?
Somewhat, yes. Actually, when I train, they're on the back, and basically what I did to you guys, I show them the ropes, I show them how to operate the truck, the tipping mechanisms and stuff like that. And even when it comes to driving, what to look for, how to turn, always be aware of your surroundings. A lot of times we have to look at our overhead also before we even turn down the street.
Oh, we came under some real low-hanging trees.
Yeah, you have to have eyes in the back, everywhere.
Do you ever get hit by the branches when you're going through them?
I mean, like last night, we got the heavy rain, and that
so
can
they were all
cause the trees
hanging
to
down?
drop.
Yeah.
So on occasions, but like I say, I've been doing it for a while, so I pretty much know how to maneuver.
And do you have the same route every day? Well, obviously you wouldn't have it every day, but do you run the same route every week?
Correct. Correct. Monday and Thursdays the same route. Tuesdays and Fridays are the same.
Okay.
And what's your day like? How early do you have to start? Do you have to wait till everybody gets to work, or?
Well, that can be a challenge because you never know who's not coming in. If everyone comes to work, we can get out and leave on time and pretty much have a productive day.
And what time do you get out? What time do you start everybody
We leave
out?
the yard at 6, and we want to be to the route at 6:30. No earlier than 6:30.
Yeah, because I guess people don't want to be waking at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock or something with a truck outside.
Well, Chris, we got some folks down this alley who want their trash pickup. Okay. So Jack and I are going to get on the back of this truck.
Oh, no.
And we are actually going to do some work, Jack.
Oh, my.
Try not to kill us, all right?
No, we're not going to do that, Mr. Mayor.
But if you got to kill, let him get hit. Don't, you got to look out for me.
Let me get my gloves back on here. I'm ready.
We're going to go pick up some trash. We're going to show you a little bit about what a tough job this is and what a tough day these guys have. This is not easy, and we should all appreciate what these guys do every day. Jack and I are going to go pick up trash. We'll be right back. Here, we'll do this, Chris. You, okay. That's what we're here for.
All right.
Let's see.
Is it in there?
It's centered. Yeah, you got it centered.
All right.
Whoops, except I think you can't put it that close. Try it from there. There we go. All right. Now I got theirs in bags. All right.
Good job, Mr. Mayor. Good job.
That's
See if I lose the next election.
That.
Yeah. That's probably why you didn't pick it up before. So Chris, normally are you walking behind the truck or do you ride?
Sometimes a little both, it depends.
On how wide the alley is?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The trees and that type of stuff.
Oh, we got another one. We got to be looking for those things. Okay, you can line that one up on this side. Let's see, not up a little closer. There we go. That should.
No, now that level will be on this side.
All right.
On both sides. This is your
Okay. Try that one.
Ready, Jack?
Yep. Darn it, we ain't doing it right. I think we're getting it too close. Let me just bring it back a little bit. Okay, try it again. Well, that ain't working. Okay. Why am I not getting that thing?
We have to tilt.
Tilt it. All right.
There we go.
Ah, we got it. That one goes back into the alley over here. These are all... Oh, wait, we got a couple back here, yeah. Oh, you got it. You know how to do this. It's going to take me all day. Let's see if I got that thing right. Now, what do? You pull this down?
We'll push it up.
Push it up.
Push that
See,
one.
now this one, this is another challenge. This one doesn't have a bar. You see the bars, it's a bar missing. Normally,
yeah,
all of them should have these bars, but this one doesn't have a bar.
So we got to pick that one up, throw it in?
No, I'll show you a method I normally use. But we have to get some bars coming.
Are y'all picking up the carter? And
once
what
it
are
stops.
you here just dumping the trash today?
Yeah, I just came out to work with these guys, and so we're doing I have a TV show that I do just to highlight city employees and what they do, and so I came out there to highlight these hardworking guys.
Holy,
You know Jack Harris from WFLA?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
wow.
This is exciting.
Loaded with water. Bring another one over here, too.
Aren't you glad you didn't come out in your pajamas?
Yeah.
I guess someone came and dumped a bunch of this stuff back here. What do we normally do?
I
We call it-
reported it.
Yeah.
You reported it?
Yeah,
we
it's been
normally.
3 weeks.
So they'll come back out and get it or
Yes,
something?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The team will come back and
How
get
long has
it.
it been?
The furniture's been there almost
she's
2
taking
months,
off.
but I reported it 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Let me slip by you here.
Talk to, where'd Wilfalk go? We got another one, Jack?
Yeah, this thing's loaded with water, too.
Loaded with water.
Got it? Whoops. Man, thing takes off.
Yeah, it got a nice kick to it.
And now push it again, it
Push
brings
it down.
back.
Other way.
Oh,
There you go. There you go.
son of a gun. Here, I'll bring this back.
This is an example of what happens sometimes in the city where people will come and dump in the alley. They'll bring a pickup truck. You know, they're too lazy to go to the dump. They're too lazy to call for a private hauler to pick it up. But they will dump all of this junk in the alley and then force either the homeowners to take care of it themselves or force us to come out and have to spend time and money to pick it up. So, I mean, that is a problem all over the city. So if you see someone doing this, try and get their tag number. And for those of you who might do it, please don't. We can't pick this up on this truck. We have to have a special pickup to come out and pick up things like this that people have dumped here. This truck is just for garbage, and there are things that can be picked up and things that can't be picked up. I, by mistake, put a little bag of concrete in there, which was a no-no. I shouldn't have done that. And Chris is going to yell at me later. He's going to fire me, I think. Good job. But please don't do this. All right. Yeah,
You know, that's what.
See, I mean, same thing.
Oh my God.
Exactly. See,
See that
it is
second?
again.
Look at that.
It is again.
Jeez.
We just cleaned up a whole alley of tires last week.
Here's a chair or something down here.
I mean, they even put it to where we have to block it. I mean, it's like sometimes before.
Nope, we got one here.
One.
Boy, these are heavy because of that water.
And the dirt also.
Man. Jeez.
Got it.
Need it closer?
Just a little tilt. There we go. There we go. Stand clear, Mr. Harris. I got it. Okay. A lot of water.
Man, that's going to have a lot of
A
water.
lot of beer drinkers in this neighborhood, Jack.
There sure are. People of taste.
Yep, more illegal dumping. At times we're forced to take it. I mean, because we can't even get through the alley. Guys give us a hard time at the incinerator also, you know.
About bringing that stuff back, yeah.
Bringing that stuff in.
And what kind of those old round trash cans? What are those?
Well, see, that's sometimes they have those from also, and we have to get those and dump them also.
Oh, wow. And the only way you do that's just by hand.
Exactly.
Let me see if you got this thing up here.
Give it a little tilt, and it should catch.
Got it.
A lot of times, Mr. Mayor, you won't be able to stand on the side and direct him. This is our camera we have.
Oh,
he
is it?
sees
Oh,
everything.
okay.
That's
All
how
right.
he knows how to stop and stuff like that.
Nothing in there?
Nothing there?
Is that one full or empty?
Nothing there? Nothing?
Oh, here's a new sound coming. Lots of dogs barking up here.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Sometimes, in instances, they will leave their gates open.
Yeah.
And the dogs will run out and try to attack.
Yeah.
Little fellas, how you doing? Well, Jeff, a nasty one there.
You guys ever been bitten?
Look, not me. I've heard of cases, but I haven't.
Hey. This seems like you got a lot of dogs.
Yeah. Jeez.
There's two more.
Yep.
A lot of dogs.
Hey, fellas.
Now, we don't do recycling, do we?
No recycling.
Next one right here. Here, I'll move it over there and you get ready to roll it up.
All right.
So we line up perfect.
Oh. Tilt it a little bit forward. There we go,
There you
Jack.
go.
Here we go.
All right, you can see your hardworking team of the Tampa Solid Waste Department led by Jack Harris and I. Don't laugh. these guys do a great job. And when you see them out there on the street, make sure you say thank you to them. It's a hard job, it's a hot job, it's a sweaty job. It stinks, but it's got to get done, and these guys get up every day and do it. And so thank you, Chris.
You're welcome, Mr. Mayor.
And at Christmas time, say something even nicer.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
We're heading to McKay Bay to see where all this trash goes, and we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Yeah,
Good
sure.
to meet you.
Tell the guys I said hi. Welcome back for another segment of the Mayor's Hour. This is one of the toughest ones we've done, Jack. You know,
well, this is the easier part.
Yeah, this is the easier part. I hope you appreciated us out there picking up that trash, because those guys have a tough job. And we are with now another great city employee. Her name is Chauncey Green. She's the one that won't let you go through here unless you've done everything right. And that's important, because this means that we can maintain security, maintain control of what goes in to this site, make sure everyone pays, make sure everyone are taxpayers and citizens of the city. She does a great job. She's like a traffic cop. So tell us a little bit about what you do here. What goes on?
Okay, here we manage all the waste that comes through the facility. We make sure every customer has the proper information in order for them to get a ticket and go upstairs to dump or go to the incinerator and dump.
So what's the proper information? If you come here, and you'll see folks starting to line up here, and then they'll want to go through and they're going to want to weigh how much it is. What do they need to get through this?
For our free customers, they need to have a City of Tampa utility bill with a matching license with the address that matches.
Okay, and that's to make sure that they are city residents and city taxpayers and that they're paying a water bill already.
Yes, and it must have the solid waste residential charge on there in order for them to dump for free.
Okay, so they're already our paying customers. This is a free service that we provide to them that allows them to come and dump things.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then beyond that, what kind of things can they dump? I mean, is there any contraband on that?
Well, our customers are allowed to dispose of yard waste, furniture, appliances, construction debris, and tires. We want to emphasize that our residential customers can dispose of select items on that list free of charge.
And these are the kinds of things that we were talking about earlier you can't pick up in the trucks as they go out on their daily routes.
That's correct.
And people can bring them out here and dispose of them, which is great, because it keeps them from putting them in some alley somewhere like we saw a little bit earlier.
We did. Now, we closed the Manhattan brush site. Are you seeing more traffic here as a result of that?
We see a lot of traffic coming through as a result of the Manhattan brush site being closed. But it also gives us the opportunity to educate customers on what they can and cannot bring for free, because a lot of things, you know, you can't bring it for free.
Sure. Now, some of these commercial haulers, like not these guys, these are our guys. Some of the commercial haulers and the landscaping guys that will come in here, we charge them, right?
That's correct.
And how do we charge them? What do we base it on? The weight?
We base it on the weight and the items that we have. There's a base rate of $71 per ton. It fluctuates depending on the material. Like, for instance, if they have special waste such as biomedical material, that's an increased rate. We also offer a discounted rate for separated material such as lumber.
Wow. I noticed that this place has pretty strong security. I mean, you just don't go in here and drive in and go out to the parking lot over there and then wherever else you want to go around here. But we ran into somebody way out there, and then obviously you have to go through here, and you got it. It's a pretty secure place, isn't it?
It's very secure. We have to make sure we're safe because we're dealing with a lot of different items out here.
Yeah, and you mentioned hazardous waste, things like that, bio-waste, that kind of thing. What happens when somebody does come with something that could be considered hazardous?
Well, hazardous items aren't allowed to be brought to this facility.
Yeah.
Our department hosts an annual household chemical collection. We usually do it around the springtime, so whenever our customers are doing like their spring cleaning, they can contact us and get rid of those items.
The hazardous stuff. Well, that's a good thing.
Like batteries and things like that?
Paint, electronics, fluorescent light bulbs, items like that.
And how long have you worked for this city?
I've only been with the city for a year and a half, but I'm enjoying every moment.
Well, you've been here longer than I have.
Well, that's true. You got hit me by half.
But here's the important question. I mean, this is really critical. How do Jack and I look?
You look great. You should wear it every day.
Well, we are. We decided that we are going to wear this every day.
It's a new fashion statement.
It's a nice color on it.
Absolutely.
I think it is. People got excited. I wore them to work this morning at the radio station. Everybody said, "Where'd you get that shirt?" And then they wanted to get shirts like this. I
I need
said,
to get
"Well,
a couple.
yeah,
We can match.
Orange and duct tape. That's the new style.
That's the key."
So you like this?
I love it.
You'd rather see me in this than my coat and tie?
I thought thought he'd be wearing a tie with it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, normally, you know, because usually my definition of being real casual is just light starch.
Oh, really?
How true that is.
Well, Chauncey, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for what you do every day for us. This is a great facility. You should be proud of it. But we're proud of you.
Thank you.
Great
We'll be right
job.
back. We got some more trash to move, and you're going to see something up here that really is going to amaze you. We'll be right back. All right, we are back.
And we're fully geared.
We are. This is where it all ends, at least as far as, you know, the citizens who want to bring trash here, the contractors who want to bring trash here. This is where our folks moved it. This guy's like a surgeon on that thing. He can move that piece of equipment around like nobody's business. You'll be amazed to see how adept he is. We are with another one of our great city employees, Reynold Underwood. He is the Special Services Supervisor. Is that the correct title?
Commercial supervisor.
Commercial Supervisor. Tell us what's going on in here. Tell us what we're seeing.
Well, right now we're seeing citizens come dispose at the citizen window. Right here at the big opening floor is where the commercial vehicles come and dispose of their items at the transfer station. The processable pile is there. This pile gets transported over to the incinerator. The non-processable pile goes to the East County landfill.
Okay, so this guy will load up all that stuff that came off of our trucks that were dumped.
Yes, sir.
Well, that is something to have to separate all of that. I mean, it seems like it's just one big pile out here, but I mean, I guess you guys know what you're looking for and what goes and what can't.
We have items that go to the incinerator that can be burned, items that's too big for the boilers and that can't be burned. That's what we transport to the landfill.
Boy, looking at that pile, I mean, you see furniture up there, you see the tires, tons of tires over here and that kind of thing, but this is the commercial bunch, right?
Well, yes, the commercial trucks unload on this side. Most citizens come and dispose on this side over here.
So if you're bringing your own junk, like if you cleaned a tree, you dump it over there, or maybe jump it here like these guys are doing. These are commercial haulers, right?
Most yard debris come over here, and this get hauled over to the recycling facility where they recycle the yard.
And then, but you're talking about the landfill. Now, where is the landfill?
The landfill is the Southeast County landfill. It's out 41.
Okay.
So probably about 11, 12 miles out 41.
And how often do you have to make hauls out there with things that you're going to contribute to the landfill?
Well, since taking over the transfer station, we've increased processable waste by 16% going to the incinerator.
Oh, that's good.
That really allows us to put more tons of waste, and then it cuts out the transportation cost of going to the landfill.
And of course, it provides energy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Ultimately.
Which means revenues for the city.
Yes.
Now, this used to be run by a private contractor.
Yes, sir.
And the city took it over. I think we made that decision in the last year or so to take it over.
Yes, sir.
Tell me the difference. Tell me how it's worked better, worse. What are we looking at here?
Well, as of October the 3rd, like I stated before, we've increased the processable waste by 16% going to the incinerator, which means it's a cost saving in transportation up to about maybe $300,000 a year.
Ooh, that's nice. That is really nice. And how did you get into this business? Where did you start? What was your background?
Well, as a kid, I always wanted to be a garbage man. I drove 10 years on in the commercial front loader truck. I got promoted to a lead.
Front loader, solid waste truck.
Yes,
not a front loader like one of these. Okay.
It dumps the dumpsters.
Yep.
I got promoted within, so 2 years I served as a lead. Then two years I've been in the supervisor capacity.
Oh, that is great. And how many people do you have working under you here to keep all of this moving?
Well, over here we stage a staff of like 6 people.
That make sure, make sure what goes there and what goes out to the landfill.
Yes, every staff member we have here, they play a key element in the equation that we put together, and that's to serve our citizens let them come dump safe and efficient.
And somebody's got to learn to drive that thing and be pretty good at it, as we saw a little bit earlier.
Yes, sir. Well, right now we have Ms. Tara Smith on the equipment, but most of our operators, they're always geared up, ready to go wherever they have to pitch in and get the job done around here. That's what we do. I mean, we emphasize on the teamwork highly here at Solid Waste, and for the most part, at the end of the day, we get the job done and go home safe to our families.
Now, Reynolds, we closed the Manhattan Brush site for financial reasons.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen an uptick in product that's coming out here as a result of that?
Yes, it's been increased in the material that comes here as far as the yard waste. But we were having various problems out there. People using the facility as a legal dumping facility. Sure. You had some commercial haulers maybe abusing the privileges over there. But altogether, since the brush site closed down, it's been good. With the materials coming here, we getting the materials out on time. That's great. Keeping the floor clean.
And all of the landscaping commercial haulers are now having to come here, which means we're going to capture all that revenue and make sure everyone who's dumping, who's not a city resident, but who's in the business of making money, is paying something for it.
Yes, sir.
Which is a good thing. Yeah.
I noticed a huge pile of tires over there that's been separated. How do you handle those tires? Because I know it's got to be difficult to burn them or something. What do you do with those?
Not difficult at all. As a matter of fact, the tires go from here. We load up in the chutes, and they go straight to the incinerator. If we get an outage, an event of an outage or bike flow, then we convert to the landfill with the tires.
But that's good to know that earlier we were on the trucks, and we were told about the things you can't put on the trucks, construction material, things like that, but to know here's where people ought to be coming with that, not into the alley like we saw where some people had put furniture and things like that.
Yes,
just bring it on out here, and if they're taxpayers in the city, doesn't cost them a thing.
Doesn't cost them a thing.
And they're not breaking the law.
And this is where we want our citizens of Tampa to come here, enjoy the customer service, friendly environment we have here, dispose the items, and look forward to the next time if you have to use the facility, and just to make it a safe environment to work in.
Well, Reynolds, you guys do a great job. You really do.
Well,
it is a safe environment. We got a great team out here. You know, the men and women that work in this department are some of our unheralded heroes. So
yes, sir.
We're going to get on to the next segment. Thank you for what you do.
I just wanted to let you know you're a great mayor to work for, and you'll see improvements as the days come.
That's great. I love this guy.
You got to, for sure.
All right, thank you, Mr. Harris.
Exactly.
All right.
Thanks, Reynolds.
Okay, thanks, everyone.
We'll be right back. We've seen where the garbage comes. It's an amazing process. These guys do an amazing job, and stick with us, and you'll see some more in just a little bit. We are in the control room of the Wheelabrator McKay Bay Resource Recovery Plant. This is an amazing operation. This is the final stop, Jack, for all of that trash we saw from the alley all the way out to this plant. I'm joined now by Howard McKnight, who's the manager out here. I mean, this is a really complex process, and what you're going to see in just a minute will astound you. Not only the volume of trash, but exactly what takes place out here and what is produced as a result of it. Howard, it's good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what you do out here. What is all this?
Well, this is a waste energy facility, and we take all the municipal solid waste from the city of Tampa, and we process it here and turn it into a clean, reliable source of energy. And
that being electricity?
Yes.
Okay.
And then that electricity is sold to Seminole Electric.
Okay. To Seminole Electric?
Yes.
Interesting. And I won't even ask about the complexities of moving electricity from here to there, or energy, or how any of that works, but nobody uses it around here, huh?
I think that the city has a better contract with Seminole Electric.
Yeah, it's always about the bottom line.
It's a better deal.
Whoever pays us more for the product.
Right.
That makes sense. But
so all the trucks will come here, and as you see out here, there's a huge pile of trash.
That there is.
What happens? What is Clarence doing? Well, tell us exactly what goes on here.
The trash comes in and it gets emptied out of the truck onto the floor. The loader operator, if you can see him up there, he does a quick inspection on it, make sure that It's just good municipal solid waste in there, and there isn't any visual hazardous materials or anything like that. And then he pushes it into the pit. The crane operator.
This is the pit?
Yes,
Okay.
this is the pit. The crane operator will pick it up. He also does a quick look over it. He picks it up and stacks it and spreads it around so that if you have a restaurant load, which is real wet, he'll try to spread that around so that you get a good homogeneous mix of fuel.
You know, I'm familiar with that because my 6-year-old, when I tell her to clean up, she stacks it and then she spreads it around.
Stacks it and spreads
Spreads it around, yeah.
Right.
And then she says, "I finished, Daddy, I finished." But that's not what goes on here.
No, I don't think so.
So, all right, so he's picking it up and dropping it into, what is that over there?
That's a feed chute for the number 2 boiler. He's going to put it into there, and then it has about, by gravity, it goes down about 15 feet. And then at that point, a ram feeder will push it out onto a grate slope, which has about a 17-degree drop on it. And then there's 5 different zones there, and those zones will run independently and shear piles apart and stuff like that. It has preheated air that comes up through the bottom of it to feed it oxygen and to dry it. And by the time it gets to the end of those 5 zones, it'll be completely burnt out. Now, those volatile gases then will come up into the flue gas train, and they get up about 15 to 20 feet in the air, and then we're injecting overfire air, which is just the air that's in here, but that puts the oxygen in there and allows those volatile gases to burn.
And that generates the electricity.
That generates the heat, and then all the walls of the boiler itself are water walls. There's like 2-inch tubes. They're all filled with water. That water boils, and as that hot water goes up to a large steam drum in the top, the cold water from that drum comes down. So it just
constant cycle.
Right, cycles around. And then in the top of that, you have what's called a cyclone separator, and that takes a lot of the moisture out, catches it, and then the drier steam from that point goes on into tubes that are in the middle of the flue gas pass, which are superheater tubes. They increase the temperature of that steam to superheated now, and it's dry, so it's about 650 pounds and 725 degrees. At that point, it goes out onto a main steam line where all 4 units combine their steam at that point, goes to a steam turbine that's injected through nozzles and turns that turbine, and then that turbine's like 22 million horsepower. It turns that turbine, the turbine turns a generator, and the generator produces electricity.
And then do you have lines that run from here to Seminole Electric?
Yep. Most utilities will share their lines for a cost.
Yeah.
So I'm sure TECO, I'm not sure what the deal is exactly, but I'm sure TECO is paid for the use of those lines to go to the Seminole Electric site.
That's incredible technology, and it's incredible that you can take something as useless as trash and garbage and turn it into something as useful as energy like that. How long has this technology been around? How long has this plant been
here? In the
here?
United States, the first plant opened in the United States in 1975. This plant has been here in operation since 1985. And then
It was Governor Martinez who built this plant.
Right.
Really?
Former Mayor Bob Martinez.
Right. And then it was retrofitted completely and started back up in 2001.
To give people an idea, because they're seeing the same thing we're seeing, but to give people an idea of how much there is out there, how tall is this room from ceiling to floor approximately?
Well, we're at about 35 feet above the floor level right now, and then from the floor it goes down 32 feet.
Oh my! So you're talking 6, 7 stories almost.
Yeah, there's probably about altogether and what's on the floor, we're looking right now at about 4,000 tons.
4,000 tons, and again, about how much is that in relation to, say, one day's collections? When these guys go out and say they make their routes on a Tuesday, and they bring it all back here.
Tuesday is anywhere from 1,100 to 1,300 tons. A Monday could be anywhere from 1,400 to 1,800 tons.
What do you do with all those beer bottles you pick up at his house?
We send them back to him.
So he can recycle?
So I can recycle those things, for sure. Yeah, so, I mean, this is a whole lot of, I mean, it's several days' stuff that you got in here at any one time.
There's a good 4 days worth of fuel in here.
Howard, we've got about a minute left in this segment. What's the most unusual thing that you've ever found in here?
You could pretty much name it, and it's been in there one time or another. So.
I'm sure.
And nothing of extraordinary weirdness.
A few mafia victims, maybe?
Well, I would say that.
That you can talk about, I should say.
You've never seen one. Right. Well, Howard, thank you for joining us. This is an amazing operation. You know, Jack, and people really, they think trash just disappears.
Oh, yeah. And then they see it go, the truck goes, and that's it. They don't have to worry about it.
They rub their nose and poof, it's gone.
It's gone.
I mean, this is a whole science associated with this. And more importantly is that we're taking that trash and turning it into a resource.
Yeah, one real quick thing. Is there any problem with pollutants coming from it, from the burning? Because obviously from burning you always get a...
We scrub everything. We have different systems in place. It takes 33 different subsystems to operate a facility like this.
Oh,
so some of those are emission systems, and we're well below our limits by the EPA and the FDEP.
And if they're happy, everybody's happy.
Right. they can monitor us all the time, and they do. So.
Oh, good. Well, Howard, thank you, and stay with us. We'll be right back. I may even get to drive this thing and pick up a little trash.
Is he going to get to hang with that claw?
It's like a video game, like my kids play to pick up the stuff
It's going
down.
to cost them a quarter.
Yep, I got to put the quarter in.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Howard.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Howard. That's great.
Do I get to drive this thing? It's sort of like a kids game that you go to at the arcade where you put a quarter in and you try and get the stuffed animals. My daughters are always conning me out of 25 cents to do that. Clarence here is a master at this. He's like a surgeon on the controls of this thing, and he can drop this claw down probably within inches of something, pick it up, and move it up there to the top of that pile. Clarence, you put me in the kid seat over here. They didn't give me any power on these things.
Oh, yeah.
So tell me exactly what's going on here, Clarence.
Okay, this is the grapple.
The grapple.
The crane has the grapple hanging on it there, and we pick up 3,000 to 4,000 pounds at a time, and look for any large objects in it or anything that would clog up the system.
And what type of, like couches or something like that, would that clog up the system, or logs?
No, we can kind of crush them up and they'll go right on through.
Right.
Like water heaters and refrigerators and things like that.
Yeah, that would clog up the system.
Yeah.
So people really put refrigerators in here?
We have refrigerators in here, yeah.
And so what do you do then? Do you pick it up and put it somewhere else?
Yeah. We'll call the man on the tipping floor down there with the loader.
Right.
And he'll stick his bucket in there and we'll put it in his bucket.
Really?
Yeah.
So how many pickups do you do a day, you think? Have you ever counted?
Oh, no, I've never counted them, but it's steady. It keeps you busy.
And how many years have you been doing this?
I've been doing this 26 years.
26 years in this chair picking up stuff.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Is there ever a time when this bay is empty?
No. They have they can slow everything down. If it looks like we're going to run out of garbage,
Right.
they can slow the process down. So we stretch it out till Monday morning when trucks start rolling again.
So you guys ever get to the point where you truly run out of garbage? I mean, you got to keep feeding the beast over there.
Yeah.
So that's why you slow down to make sure you have food for the beast.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, we don't never run out.
So you enjoy your job, Clarence?
Yeah, I like it. I like running equipment.
Is that what you've done all your life?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
And what did you do before this? Did you work here in the plant somewhere else?
No, I was working construction equipment operator.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So some of the heavy loaders and the backhoes and...
Yeah. Yeah.
So how many truckloads a day come into this?
We never counted the trucks, but tonnage-wise, like Howard was saying a while ago, we'd get 1,300 tons or something like that.
Now, you can tell me this, and I'll keep it a secret.
Okay.
Because Howard wouldn't give it up. What's the coolest thing you ever found in here?
Well, I found a casket.
A casket?
Yeah, a metal casket.
Did you open it?
No, it was, evidently it was damaged and they threw it away.
Oh, okay.
And, but that was pretty neat, finding a casket in
Finding a casket. I'll bet that made your heart skip a beat.
Yeah.
Well, Clarence, I appreciate it, even though you didn't let me drive it. I think that's Howard's fault.
Yeah.
I know where Howard lives. We can turn his water off. So I appreciate what you do. Thank you.
Payback. Huh?
Yeah, I get payback. I get payback. But this is a great lesson for the folks that are watching this tonight. Just exactly what the process is that trash goes through, and how there are a lot of good folks like you out here working hard every day to make sure that this stuff gets off the streets, that we get it burned, and we turn it into electricity.
Yep.
And so I wish you another good 26 years on this. As soon as Howard leaves the room, you can turn this thing on so I can move it around. All right?
Okay.
All right.
All right, we'll
Thanks.
do it.
Here, grab it while he's not looking. Thanks, Clarence.
No problem.
Jack and I are exhausted. We've had a tough day picking up trash. We even messed up our hair.
We'll do anything for this show. Mess our
Absolutely.
hair
We will
up.
mess up our hair.
I think I sweat a couple of drops too.
But Jack, I mean, what we saw today was really fascinating.
Oh, it is. You just take it so much for granted when you see those trucks come by, and then you don't realize the difficulties they have in doing that, and how tough it is when you make it tough on them for parking a car there or not doing it right and that kind of thing, especially going down the alleys and just happen to run onto people who dump furniture and things like that there. But discovering where it all ends up, how it works its way out here, and the incredible technology here, turning it into electricity that you can sell, and at the same time get rid of all your trash. Unbelievable. In the old days, had to be landfills. That was it.
Yeah, and we've got a great group of men and women that work for us, work for you, the taxpayers, as well as some of our partners here, like the folks at Wheelabrator, McKay Bay Plant. This is a public-private partnership. It's been in existence since former Mayor Martinez. But it works. It's a great team, and I'm proud of them as mayor. And for those of you who are watching, appreciate what those men and women do for you, because it really is a tough job. We found it. We were just out here sort of messing around.
Yes.
But I wouldn't want to do this 8 hours a day.
That's a bear.
Might be in a lot better shape. But it's tough work. And you think about these guys in the summer out there, slinging that garbage around, and so make sure you say thank you to them next time you see them. But Jack, we got a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, the things that are happening at Curtis Hickson Park now, and I got to bring up something that happened in March, and that's the your newest initiative, if you will, the greening of the river and St. Patrick's Day, St. Patty's Day celebration.
That's what happens when you elect an Irish mayor.
Well, that is huge, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I know, we're working with some people trying to bring about a Taste of Tampa Bay in October, and I know in working with the people at the city, they said the mayor wants to see something happening down there every weekend. And they are working hard toward that and coming up with ideas to bring people downtown. And people are discovering downtown more and more now. The food truck things are fantastic. People are loving that.
Jack, when you bring people downtown, and many times these festivals will bring folks who have never been downtown before. I mean, those food trucks have a huge draw. We turned that river Kelly Green last weekend on St. Patrick's Day. But there were 7,000 people who came down. And the more people that see our downtown and experience that urban environment and go to the restaurants and see the river for the first time, and see how cool that river is, along with the museums that are there. I mean, it's great for our city. We're going to try and drive as much energy into that downtown core as we possibly can. And think about this lineup. You had the Gasparilla Invasion. You had the Gasparilla races the next weekend, along with the art show. You had the craft beer guys in Ybor City. You had St. Patrick's Day. You had this weekend coming up, when we're taping this, is a seafood festival. You got a bike race the weekend after that. You've got the Gasparilla Film Festival. It is all coming together.
And the Gasparilla Music Festival for the first time this year.
Yep, that was a big success 2 weeks ago. I couldn't be more excited about our downtown. The young people are discovering it. It's becoming hip, and we're going to do a lot more of that.
And the camel thing, the USF initiative downtown, that's now up and running. And that is going to bring in so much in the way of economic impact. So many people are going to come here. They're going to be visitors here to the Tampa Bay area. And you're moving in that direction now in the development of the city, the downtown, which there might be somewhere out there. Talked to Ken Hagan the other day from the Hillsborough County Commission, who, using the theme that you began, that he wants to be the boyfriend in the divorce.
I've been reduced to the pool guy.
But talking about the Rays and where they're going to end up, and we talked about the possibility of several areas in the downtown that could be potentially sites for the Tampa Bay Rays someday.
Absolutely, and Commissioner Hagan is going to be a good partner in that effort, and I think what he is saying is that this situation has to come to a head at some point.
Yeah.
And we've got to resolve it, and the sooner is better than later. You know, he spoke very clearly about what his desires are. I think we all agree that a downtown stadium, if that occurs, would be the best destination because it would transform downtown unlike anything we've ever done.
And it's done it in other cities.
Absolutely.
We've seen it happen in Baltimore, particularly in the beginning.
Yep. And so I'm going to need the county commission's help if that situation presents itself. So I just appreciate Commissioner Hagan being so willing to talk about it and explore those options.
And picking up your the divorce and the boyfriend.
Yeah, man, he's cutting it on my dance card. Yeah.
I like that metaphor, but yeah, because there's just so much potential in the downtown with the Riverwalk and what's happening there in the Tampa Bay History Center and the initiative to put historic figures along the waterfront. And I've been talking with some people about, you know, someday we might, on the other end or down around the Straz, have a Walk of Fame, which would honor people who've gone into the movies and entertainment business and things like that from the city of Tampa or from the Tampa Bay area, which is something they have in St. Louis out of an area called the Loop. I think that would add to it as well.
Exciting times, exciting times. Thanks for another great show.
Oh, I enjoyed this one. This is wild.
Look for these fashion statements out on the street coming to a retailer, exclusive retailer near you. We'll be back. Jack and I will be back next month with another great show.
Talking trash again.
Talking trash, you know, that's what we do for a living. So thanks for joining us again. Remember, say thank you to a solid waste employee, and we'll see you next month.